processing this raccoon. Just working on this raccoon. I should just do this outside, but I thought I could do it on film so people could watch. First raccoon I get to take care of, which is pretty interesting. I love raccoons as well. I got lucky. Actually, this raccoon specifically, somebody else had killed and thrown aside. I found it on the side of the road. So I decided rather than letting it rot, I'm gonna take care of its hide. I didn't kill this one. I can't wait to have the head. That's what I'm excited for as well. Yeah, I didn't want it to just go to waste, but I am a trapper and I have traps out for raccoon. But unfortunately, I didn't catch this guy. Fortunately for him, I found him. And so I'm trying to take care of the hide in a way that, you know, preserves the hide properly. Oops. What's up, guys? That's awesome. No, not this one, unfortunately. Because I found this one as roadkill, I'm not going to eat it. Don't know exactly how it died, but I am going to preserve the pelt. So yeah, I'm just trying to take care of it. I've never processed a raccoon, so it's the first time I'm ever taking care of a raccoon. Same. Man, I wish. I found this one as roadkill, so I'm taking care of its hide. I'm at least doing that. No way I'm gonna eat it though. We'll eat the raccoon that we harvest ourselves though. The ones we catch ourselves we'll harvest, or we'll eat. It's a raccoon. He was dead when I found him. The poor guy was gone when I found him. Though, if I found him, he'd end up the same. Come on, get off there. There we go. It's a natural thing for humans. Most of these people are just so dissociated with nature and reality, they don't know the truth about these things anyways. It is amazing because I get to keep his hide and his fur for the rest of my life. Anything else that did this to him would just let his hide deteriorate into the nothingness, which is fine. But I'd rather preserve it and use his fur. And I am proud to be a hunter and a trapper and an outdoorsman. It's asinine that more people don't spend time observing nature in its purest. People are funny. Never seen a raccoon vacuum. I find it quite sad that there's men in the world that have no clue how to do these things in any way, shape, or form. It's shameful. It is what it is. Those same men who grew up playing basketball and didn't wrestle either. So, what do you expect? I'm just being a jokester. Hello, Mr. Coon. Thanks for the likes. Thanks so much for the likes. For the simulation, exactly. People, it's so insane, the different perspectives. It's wild, you know, but this is life. Come on. Life is wild, isn't it? I could easily be just like this coon right now. Thankfully, I'm not. Funny. This is so much fun. The rarest animal. What's up, Eric? Sorry, man. I'm trying to pay attention to this and kind of fly through it. Sorry that I'm not reading all of the comments. I'll go back and try to respond to you guys. I haven't done a raccoon yet. This year is the first time I've taken care of mink. The first time I've ever taken care of beaver. First time I've taken care of my own fox. All of those animals have been around me all of my life. So I've never seen a raccoon. I've never done this with a raccoon in my life. Not a moose. Lots of elk, mule deer, whitetail, pronghorn, black bear, coyote. Now, you know, a lot of small game. Some bird, grouse, duck, pheasant. Mountain goat. I processed my own mountain goat. I harvested a mountain goat all alone. This is a male, which is pretty neat. I've been getting blessed with a lot of big males recently, which is a good thing because in a sense, the animals we prefer to harvest would be old males. They've had time to breed, spread their genes. Yeah, it's perfectly fine, Lucky. I don't know why you're tripping. I'll just meet your ass. That's my ability, bruh. That's funny, because I can do it. So anyways, let's see. I'll scroll through some pictures real quick. See, thanks, Ocean, for that one, bro. This roadkill, like I said, rather than letting it rot and getting eaten apart by the buzzards, look at how beautiful white his teeth are. Take care of it, and I can preserve his hide for the rest of my life. So, yeah, I don't care. It's funny. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. See, this is the first year I've actually truly ever taken care of beaver, my own mink, fox. I've killed plenty of coyote, but like a fool. I've hunted and harvested plenty of coyote, but like a fool. I haven't preserved their pelts like I should. But I've been trapping this year for the first time in my life, and I have a buddy who's been showing me the ropes of trapping. I was born into hunting and fishing, and I'm a fantastic hunter, so I've just fallen right into it. We've got a bunch of sets set out. It's so much fun. I'm just waiting to catch my first bobcat, catch my actual first coyote in a set. Caught my first mink, beaver, mink, beaver, what the heck, skunk, which is funny, super funny. I love it. It's so much fun. I hope everybody's having a good night. I hope everybody's doing good. My bad. So funny. Thanks, Folly. Thanks, Volleyball. Thanks, Tin. Birds, thanks, Mace. I have a lot of grouse, pheasant, a lot of grouse from where I'm from, but this year is the first year I've really taken care of duck. Thanks, Skis. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. I will try to respond as much as I can. I'm just trying to take care of it. I just need to get through with it. Funny. Merry Christmas, Skis. Thank you so much. Yep, the guy is unfortunately expired. Yeah, it is a gift. I got a great gift from heaven finding this guy. It's funny because I have traps set up for raccoon. Some footholds, some dog-proof footholds. I still haven't caught a raccoon. And I'm coming home one day. I'm coming home the other night. And I see this guy chucked on the side of the road. I knew immediately. I don't know where he came from. Have no clue who did it. But I picked him up. And I said, well, I guess that's my first raccoon, huh? It's interesting. But anything like this, like, it's funny you saying roadkill. Road animals that were hit by vehicles. Plenty of times we'll save the deer, save the elk, whatever gotten hit. Unfortunately, not saved its life, but the meat. Spring. Funny, thanks, Wacky. You guys are awesome. You guys are hilarious. Well, first off, the reason it's satisfying is because it's a natural thing as a human being to do these things. I mean, I'm just preserving its hide, but hunting, fishing, trapping, reading sign, understanding spoor of other animals. It's a natural thing as a human being. Oh, that's funny that you say that. Well, it's a good thing that his mouth is open because it'll make it easier for me to process it. Oh, that's way cool, Skis. That's so cool. I'm calling you Skis, SKS. It's easy to say that. 1945. There's no way you're 1945. Are you? What does that mean? I think 1944 was when my grandpa was born. Oh, that's way cool that you had him help you with the coyote. So I'm getting to its tail. I've never done a raccoon tail. We're going to try something new. I'm trying to just do as much as I can while looking at your guys' comments. It's funny. More people in this live than ever. Yeah, he's gorgeous. I can't wait to get his pelt off. Show you guys. Gorgeous. So we've never stripped a raccoon tail. It's interesting because the tip of his tail will come all the way to almost the end of this, which is unique. All of them. Mind-boggling to me. It's always better to leave a little bit of fat than to cut through the hide and make nicks. So Don't forget that. Take your time. Don't make nicks on the hide and in the skin. Just makes it harder in the end. You'll have to take care of it, or your taxidermist will, or the person that's going to tan it will have to stitch it up. You don't want that. Okay, so he has a vent, and because I'm not life-size mounting it and preserving, I'm not keeping his hands and his feet to mount it full life-size. I'm going to cut his vent out, if that makes sense. So I'll do that really fast, partially anyways. Trying to think of how I can do this to save least amount of stitching. I want the least amount of stitching to be done. And these animals, you don't want to cut their glands, which oftentimes weasels, these type of animals, their glands are right there around their vent. So you have to be careful with those things so that you don't get that everywhere. And then here, it's funny because people will be like, oh, that's disgusting, etc. But like I said, it's just a way of life. It's the only male you're going to see my face's butt up against, or my butt up. It's the only male's butt you're going to see my face up against is the one I'm processing. Ha! Regardless of how I look to you. Funny, right? I'm funny, right? Come on. Heck yeah. She got a rock. I'm getting stoned. She got a rock. Listening to Samaric Church now. Funny. I should have a moderator in here. Which pink stuff? So, this is a bunch of fat. There's also the muscle. There's fascia that's in between all of the muscle and the fat. Uh, here's his stomach. There's his, I'll do it right now before I forget. His reproductive part, on some of these animals, they have an actual bone. And the raccoons is actually one of the most unique. It's huge. I know that, and I've never held one in my hands. Oh, that's cool. It's called a vacuum. I'm pulling it out right now. It's a male reproductive organ on a raccoon, weasel, the beaver have one. So anyways, look at that thing. That's a vacuum. Pretty wild. 1 billion likes for the vacuum. That's hilarious. So yeah, we clean that up, and then people use it as drink stirrers. I'm just gonna keep them as ornaments, basically. Yeah, skis. So the certain animals have them. It's really interesting. It's an actual bone, and it's wild. It's wild. It's wild to me. What's up, Mar? You guys are awesome. So yeah, it's funny because yeah, it is wild. It is wild. And look at the size of this one. The size of this raccoon's is probably, look at the size of my hand. That vacuum, and it's like a hard J. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's a raccoon vacuum, and it's pretty big. What's up, Cynthia? Yeah, thank you guys. You guys are funny. Like, I need to have somebody in here, like I said, who is a moderator. One sec. Let me see if my buddy So I'm about to strip this tail. Thanks. Cynthia, I don't know if you're a female or not, because evidently people's just usernames aren't who they are. But anyways, yeah, thanks for that. Thank you. My hair is it's pretty intense. It's funny that you say that. I love my hair, but gosh, this guy's is beautiful. This guy's beautiful. What's up, RX? What's up, Jen? Thanks, this shirt, watch. It's called Saws and Macaws. I love it. This shirt. So I also have a muskrat to do, and their fur is just about just as amazing. Thanks, Skis. No, this raccoon didn't. He was called Lost and Found. I found him on the road, unfortunately. One second. I need to strip his tail, so just trying to think of exactly how to do it other than with a branch. Just give me one moment. I'm really not sure if this is going to work. I just saw it on a film. So we'll find out if it does or not. I don't know if it's going to work because I've never done this in this way. That means that the tail got preserved perfectly. Like I did it. That makes me a little proud. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Tail preserved right. Heck yeah. Tail all the way off. We'll have to remember that trick. It's the first time I've done that. That worked. Heck yeah. It makes me happy. God. See, you know, if I was outside, I'd tie this sucker to like the truck or put him in the tailgate. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the ugly mug. Not him. He's gorgeous. I also have a muskrat to do, just so you know. That's what I'm doing, Cynthia. That's the whole point. It's because it was something I found. Unfortunately, I can't eat it. But the whole point was to take care of the hide. So there's nobody who's going to be more grateful for finding him than me. I can promise you that. Promise you. It'd be cool to know more people. I'm listening to So What? That's a good song by Sierra. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. So what? So what? Don't rush. You have no reason to. Oh, you'll lose a little sleep? I'm talking to myself. Wacky. This one was not, I didn't do it to him. I found him this way. And the cause is unknown. No damage whatsoever. So it's all still inside of his diaphragm, in his upper organs, and in his body. And I'm doing my best to not drain any of it at all. It can happen if I hit any artery, vein, etc. or get into the diaphragm, but I'm doing my best to not do that. Because I'm doing it inside. So I have a tarp laid down so I can do it on film better, so you guys can see better. So yeah, I'm doing my best to that not happen. So you asked, somebody made the comment about his mouth open. And before we get too far, I guess I'll strip his tail. It's a way, again, to preserve it for tanning. I need to open up his tail so that he doesn't have any form of rot. I don't care what they say. Fucking good song. Did we do it? Thank you. Thank you so much. Obviously, one of the most iconic pieces that could be made is a pure full hat. This thing's big enough for that. It's perfect. This one, some, no. Carlene, no. Thanks, Skis. Thanks so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. I saw what you said. I saw what you said, Carlene. I don't know if that's you, Carlene, or a different person, because the usernames are different than what the person is. But anyways, yeah, no, unfortunately the fur, but I'm keeping all of the fur just for myself and my family, my friends. So before we get any farther, and while I remember, I guess I could take a slight break and sit down, though I don't want to, so I guess I won't. Wow, do you have a gorgeous mouth, my friend. Wow, that is unreal how white his teeth are. You ain't got no Yeezy in your Serato? Stupid, what the hell do I know? Look like a fat booty Celine Dion. Sex is on fire. I'm the king of Leona Lewis. Beyond the truest. Hey teacher, tell me how do you respond to students that respect the page and respect the memory. Fuck the soul. Come on. Stay open. Demons are still visiting me. It's time to drink it till the pain over. For what's worth, the pain or the hangover? Fresh air rolling down the window. Too many Urkels on this team, that's why your wind's low. Huh? Don't make me pull the toys and fire up the engines. Ha! It's really cool to look at every single individual animal's mouth and tongue. It's all different. So, you know, they have different markings on their tongues, etc., like a dog would. All of the animals. It's one of the things I admire so much about these things is all of this stuff. It's crazy. And the sky filled with herons and a Chrysler LeBaron. On the Hollywood and sparrows. And fire to declare us, but after that. And I woke back in Paris. What a great song. No, I'm not removing his teeth. I'm going to keep his skull whole and I'll completely clean his skull perfectly. Preserve it forever. As long as I live anyways, it'll be there. I guess if my imaginary children choose to toss it, I may live forever, though. Oh, Quit moving. That's what I need. I don't know what the heck is going on. Come on. Come on. Watch. Give me one moment. Oh, it's right here. I'll bring you guys a little closer so I can read the comments while I am doing this so much better. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Sorry about it. Every animal does have its own smell. Oh, that's awesome, Carlene. Wow, Arctic fox, snowy owl. Sorry, right below his lips, because I found him deceased already. Right below his lower lip, it's pretty hard to get there and get going onto the bottom part of the jaw. So all of the crunching you're hearing is the knife moving along the bone and sinew and some fascia. I'm trying to peel this specific part off. There we go, I'm getting it going. And actually on the face, presently right now, right here is one of the hardest parts, the lower lip on some of these weasel. Just such a small, thin amount of skin. It's like there's no skin. And I'm trying to do it all without obviously... I put this on and I didn't even turn it on. Bro, there we go. Makes a world of a difference, doesn't it? Being able to see what you're doing. Funny. Once we get through with, I'm doing his face, he's moving along really easy, you're right. And then for those of you who stick around, I guess I could restart it because there's a drastic less amount of people in here, but I really don't care. I'll do that muskrat right after this, and that should be even quicker, just as quick. Personally, I'll work on these animals without Castlegar is beautiful. Oh, I love owls. Oh, Castlegar, BC. Wow, I wish I was up in British Columbia. I've always wanted to go to Canada into varying places, though I'm such an avid outdoorsman and lover of all things hunting. My main reasons are for, moose, grizzly. How should I say this? Pursuing a grizzly bear with my bow is one of the things that I really want to do. So bad. I'm trying to do all of these animals without making any extra nicks in the hide other than those first initial lacerations, so as to make the sewing and tanning process all just so much easier. Thus far, we're doing really good. We've gotten through pretty much the hardest parts. Breeze. Thanks, Keith. Yeah, most people do. I do too, Cynthia. It's my life. I know I may not look it. I know how I look. I was born into the outdoors. Now it's also different and amazing. It's also amazing and different in its own varying ways that the varying different ways of hunting, fishing, trapping, it's all different. Because of where I live and where I was born, I've had the extreme fortune of being able to, I've had a bull elk tag since I was 12 years old. And I've harvested elk, sometimes more than one elk, every single year since I was 12 years old. Mule deer tag is the same thing. I've drawn a couple dozen pronghorn tags. I've been extremely fortunate. My first black bear, I took a vegetarian friend of mine who had never been hunting before in his entire life and harvested a black bear at 7 yards with him sitting right next to me off of our bait. I drew a once-in-a-lifetime mountain goat tag. Spent the majority of the hunting with my best friends in this life and one of my siblings, one of my best friends in this life. But I ended up accomplishing the hunt all alone. I spent the last 2 weeks hunting alone, and that's when, of course, it happened. I was with grizzly bears and wolves. It's so much fun. And people are like, what's wrong with that? That's weird. I mean, again, this should be... I feel bad. I feel bad for the people that don't know. And it's a man and woman thing. Women would engage in this stuff as much as men would. So, I mean, in plenty of ways, women can be as good at this specific stuff. I mean, whatever. Anyways, especially this stuff, because they've done it for so long. Not that they would not hunt, but women also engaged in processing as much or more than the men did. So, I mean, It's interesting. I find it, like I said, to myself. Though again, I'm fortunate, more fortunate than most, born into it. The fact that people don't know how to do it, my God. You gag when you process your own animals. You know, that person asks, what does it smell like? Well, you know, this smells like a roadkill raccoon. In a sick, psychotic way, you know, all of these smells for the most part, except for bad carrion. Like really bad rotting stuff is not good. I don't think it smells good. But for the most part, as far as the smells of all of these animals, including the skunk, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. My buddy and I were out checking, and tonight we set up some beaver traps in the dark. In the dark, breaking through ice with ice water all around us. And we snuck across and got into these trees and were calling for raccoon. And while we were calling for raccoon, we smelled the skunk, fresh spray. So what did we do? We snuck off, taken off after the skunk, trying to turn it up. First and foremost, literally, I picked up dirt. Because I'm not with my bino mag, and we're not hunting. We were out trapping, running trap lines, etc. So anyways, I grabbed some dirt to see exactly which way the wind was, because we had a strong scent of skunk. We had a predominant wind, but to see exactly where the wind was coming from, so we're like, oh, okay, so the skunk is right over here somewhere. Tore off after it, never found it, but... And then we went and set up those beaver traps on some beaver runs. He found an awesome run that we saw a beaver surface off of on the edge of this food cache stash pile that's frozen into the water. And on the other side, where I, with my eyeballs, watched a beaver swimming under the surface of the water. I snuck down there, got in the water, and I could see there was the food stashed to the ground, and there was just a little run. So I set up a conibear inside that run. So both of us presume, because we saw a beaver, multiple ones tonight, that here in a couple hours in the morning, you know, we're both going to be ready to go at first light. We've got a bunch of traps to check. And I'm an optimistic man, you know. The universe usually sways in my direction. My perception of it is a little different than most people will want to accept. So, you know, seems like life is more willing to give me things that I ask for. Anyways, end rant there. We'll see what we find in the morning. There should be beaver in our trap. It just depends, you know. Women can read sign as much as, and this is now, we can get into a whole other philosophical debate, but if you take into account, how should I word this without getting in trouble? You know, there's varying opinions on evolution with, and what took place with, how do I say this? I don't want to get banned. Varying exogenous neurotransmitters that are, you know, these entheogens that are in the environment. One of them, you know, well, it's not illegal or wrong to talk about there being mushrooms that grow in the environment, because we go out and pick varying wild mushrooms. So anyways, you know, there's other ones. And so when, you know, they theorized that at a time, more often than not, there were certain peoples that were using them on a regular basis. And again, there's irrefutable evidence and study that shows what can take place when on a micro level. And the women would be out foraging more, observing the plains and more in those ways, because they're the ones foraging for the plants more than the males were. So it makes me think of all of those things, you know, they were attentive. They all had to be. They're all being predated on as well, so. Yeah, I don't know how much of that I was getting across. I was kind of just spitting bulls BS, but it's all true. And those who did use and utilize were the ones who progressed the fastest and the most. In all of the world's religions, including the ones I was born into. You know, I was born and raised Catholic, you know, went through catechism all of my life. I'll still be part of the church for whatever reasons. But I've studied enough other theologies and religions, philosophies, to just see other things, other ways of the same thing. It's all saying the same thing. We're dealing with infinite. So anyways, and rant, it's funny because I get a lot of the things that I want. That's what I was getting at. Horrific, horrible things happen to me nonetheless, but I still get a lot of the things that I ask for. If I ask. Because it's funny, I like how Reverend Ike says. It's like, you know, a lot of, and Bob Proctor says this as well. Joseph Murphy, Earl Nightingale, etc. You know, people will ask for what they don't want without even knowing it. And it's quite obvious. Yeah, exactly, Skis. I wouldn't know a sergeant in the military who wouldn't be proud of this stuff. So, I know a lot of military men. I know I may not look like it, but I plan on going to the military for a long time. A lot of my family is or has been in the military. Thanks, Matt. Don't make me meet you, Sergeant. I found this specific one as somebody had tossed it aside, so instead of letting it rot, I'm preserving the hide forever. So we'll have the fur for the rest of our lives. I was like, what's going on? Thank God I took a step back. Yeah, you know. Don't touch me, war, instigate us. He said, what is the love? Oh, oh, oh. You guys are hilarious. I got good friends. I got good friends. I got good friends and fans. Well, I mean, it's hard to explain it to people who just will not or aren't open to it or just refuse to understand, because there's a lot of people that just won't understand it. But the same people eat plants and breathe the air, and they eat plants. I know that this raccoon does not speak English. But to think that these animals are not sentient, self-aware, nor alive, and then again, I just brought up the plants. We get all down all sorts of tangents, but to think that your morality is greater to have somebody else do it for you, or to eat a plant and think that somehow its life value is less than this. That's asinine. Again, I was born into it, so like there is no shaming that could ever possibly be done to me about these things. They don't understand. Most people, I don't want to sound too conceited, but you know, most people, especially activists, etc., they don't recognize or know or love or admire these things as like I do. They have no clue. Hey, of course some do. But my love and admiration for these other animals is far greater than most people that I find. And they're like, so then why would you, well, man, you just don't understand. A lot of them experience far worse ends than what we give them or than what we do. For instance, the traps my buddy and I set up tonight for the beaver. What I caught the mink in, what I caught the fox in. Well then, Mahjong, get on. Like I said, I wish I had a moderator, because if I had a moderator, it'd be easier to manage some of like just the random trolls or people that are actually saying nasty things. I love doing it, Sergeant. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So what I was going to say on my little rant there, those traps that we set up tonight, and the traps that I caught my mink in, the traps we catch our beaver in, the ones that I'm making reference to, the conibears, those traps end them immediately. A lot of times, almost immediately. They almost have no idea. When we have to do it ourselves, we do our best to do it as immediate as possible. Sometimes it's not immediate. Sometimes it's dang near it. For instance, if you're able to, there's a point on the base of the skull or in the cranium almost anywhere that can be really close to instantaneous. They have no clue. Going for a dream. Sergeant, I don't know if you're a female or a man. If you're a female, I'll give you some grace. If you're a man, I'll shame you even more. Yes, I do use snares. It's legal where I am, so we can snare, bobcat, fox, muskrat, beaver, coyote, wolf. You guys should like the video and share it. It will definitely help me, because it would be awesome to be able to do things like bring people to do this stuff, show it way more to people. But I would love to take people to experience these things. I spent the whole day out with one of my best friends in this life, and we were checking traps, setting traps, calling for predator, sending things towards predators. Just having I was like, what is going on? It's funny. This thing is just a dirty thing. It's okay that I dirty it. I don't care. Just letting you know. So anyways, I was like, what's going on? It's because I forgot to poke this arm out. It's like, I know what I look like. People don't quite understand that, I was born and raised hunting, fishing, wrestling. Winning state titles in wrestling and football, baseball, golf, track. And hunting as much as possible. Now, this is my favorite thing in this life. Hunting and fishing, without question. Like hunting? Come on. I could go on forever because there's some things that I've gotten to experience that most never will, no matter what. You know, I've gotten to harvest a billy mountain goat deep in the backcountry wilderness, all alone, miles into the backcountry wilderness, all alone, surrounded by grizzlies and wolves. Most people will never get to experience that. Nor could most people that hunt do it. I could brag about that because it's set in stone for the rest of time. But there's nothing like, again, this is the first year I've hunted waterfowl. Like a fool. I've grown up with them my entire life. It's funny seeing trolls. Because I need a moderator. That way I don't need to go. I don't think somebody did. There's no way anybody gifted me 1,000 on this. I promise you that. Yeah, I just don't care. Thank you, Mace. See, thanks, Skis. Yo, what's up, Jay? I don't even know what that means. Oh. You can use the sticks in the elbow to help pull like you did with the tail. Thanks for that. That's a good idea. Let me get some of this creeped back now that I got that leg off. Thanks for saying that. He's a little greasy now. Funny. To help me get some. I'm right at the head, thankfully, so no matter what, I'm right there. So one thing I've thought recently more and more, amongst all of the other things that I love, I was like, well, because of my, because of the fortunate accessibility that I've had to all things this, I should have put more attention on understanding truly mounting in taxidermy. I literally grew up at the taxidermy. So, I mean, I've seen, I don't know how many animals mounted. And, I've caped and seen every aspect of the entire mounting process. I've just never mounted my own animal, nor been taught, nor actually, went through the whole process of mounting it. But I've sure wanted to recently. For myself and my friends, that way we just have the ability. Thanks, Active. Well, I'm definitely going through the whole process of, every single animal that we harvest during wintertime, we are taking care of ourselves. Me, meaning myself, my brother, my closest friends. We'll do this, we will flesh them, we will get them stretched, and basically do everything other than potentially tan it ourselves, though I'm sure some of it we will tan ourselves. But we'll more than likely send it off to a tannery. And then, yes, I'm making all my own clothing. I plan on, one of the things I've decided I'm going to do is build some clothing and take it to Fashion Week, and as a that's funny. Who will do a cat? I'll do a cat if we catch one without question. As a designer and as the model, and with other people, I'll model our own clothing out of the fur we harvested, and then we'll sell it for billions. When I was at Fashion Week last, watching some of these shows that I think are just asinine. I think it's all a fucking crazy joke. Sorry, I'll curb my language. I had those thoughts. I was like, well, I should come back as a designer with the fur that we harvested, that I caped every single millimeter of, that we built the clothing in. So if you want the money, this is what you'll pay. That'd be cool shit. Gotta keep my knuckle clean so I can change the music. Oh yeah, that's true, of course, you're right. I don't want to cut into anything at all. I'm so dang close. I don't know how much of his head will pull. Now that you say that. Let me try to get a good grip of him. Come on, big guy. He's so slippery. Come on. Funny. I'm using this cheap $5 Walmart pocket knife. Are we going to be able to complete it with it? I think so. It's obviously always nice to just use the tip. That's what she said. That's what she said. Man, I miss that show. I need to watch it again. It's been a good minute since I've watched it, and I would watch it every day. It was my go-to comedy. It's just hard to not focus on study. Oh, Sergeant, I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for a bobcat. We are on the hunt, my friend. And I ran into one of my uncles yesterday. He's like, why you been avoiding me? He's like, I've been waiting to talk to you about the trapping. And he said that he used this specific guy, he used to be a taxidermist, one of my uncles. I forgot all about this stuff, but he said he trapped a 40-pound bobcat, 39.5-pound bobcat. Now, because I have never trapped a bobcat or held a bobcat in my hands, you know, I can't truly admire that yet. What a horrible song. Whatever that was. Nah is okay. See, skis, that's what I plan on doing. That's exactly what I plan on doing. It's coming back in, and I know that. And there's nobody. The thing is I know some famous photographers, models, some actors, and people out in that area. So I will spend time out in New Jersey and New York City training, because I still wrestle and I fight, as well as doing other things out there. And one of my aspirations is, you know, in those areas. So I thought it's not that outside of fantasy. And one of the things is, you know, I have going for myself, thankfully, is, you know, I've got a healthy body, and I am as good as anybody in the world at certain things, and I've got the best teachers. So I mean, you know, there's nobody, only Paul Medell, and nobody even knows who that is. There's nobody on earth who can kill off better than I do. Nobody. And I can confidently say that, and I have all the accolades. Nobody can kill pronghorn. There's only one people. I just gotta be careful about those words, I guess. The pronghorn guide services are the only people, only a couple guys in there know pronghorn better than I do. Again, I've put multiple into the Boone and Crockett record books all alone, by myself. So, with that rant being said, oh man, I want to take fur to Fashion Week and to the market again and try to get people wanting it more. Well, the thing is they all do. Most people do. It's idiotic that some people have gone down the routes they have. They just don't know. They just don't know. So I said again, I know how I look, so. So this guy, like I mentioned, I found him. this way, so I'm not going to eat him. If it was a raccoon that I caught, without question, we would eat it. And you can do varying things, like, for instance, I just watched some guys taking all the meat, searing it, putting it in a slow roast or a pressure cooker, and then making pulled pork, pulled raccoon. The beaver, you'd be surprised. I fell immediately in love with it. I love the smell of their castor oil. I love the smell of them. Their meat, same thing. I'll take their hindquarters, their back legs of a beaver, season it, sear it, brown it, saute the Holy Trinity, some carrots, whatever else, vegetables, and then put it in there with broth and then slow cook that for a couple hours. Oh, that's how it makes me feel. Oh man, is it good. Oh, you would be so surprised. You'd be so surprised. Like, people just don't know. It's insanity. Sorry about my voice. The roast that I had out of the beaver last time, I gave it to my buddy and his girlfriend and her son. 2-year-old kid, 3-year-old kid, and they just devoured it. Now, this is the person who's been doing it with me, and he's eaten beaver before, but I cooked this for them, and his whole family just ate it, loved it. And I said, I know. The very first time I realized it, I've eaten wild game my entire life. You can give a beaver to somebody who did not know, and you could fib to them saying that it is beef, and there would be a lot of people who would just accept it. A lot of people wouldn't know. They'd be like, well, what is that? Maybe. They may be able to recognize the castor, but when I eat black bear, my black bear, when I have that beaver, every time I eat beaver, I keep having the same experiences. This is some of the best meat I have ever eaten. How does it taste so incredible? And then I kind of have a little sense of, I have crazy, sometimes overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know. It's funny. I'm just getting open with you guys now. But when you catch your first beaver and you just don't know, and then you cook your first beaver, and your first beaver tastes fantastic, it's overwhelming, because it's one of those things, I can catch an indefinite amount of beaver and their fur is insanely soft, feels amazing, the warmest, most water repellent product on the planet. This beaver, the mink, muskrat, raccoon, coyote, fox, and it is just incredible. It's incredible. So the fact that I can harvest it, and at least the beaver, I don't know about the muskrat yet, but the beaver, the raccoon, and it tastes amazing. Actually tastes amazing. Lucky. It depends. So, I love moose, but that's so awesome, Skis. I am so excited to make clothing, and I've been harvesting jackrabbit, etc. for liner, muskrat for liner. It's funny that you say that, mace. No, not in the ways that I described cooking it. For instance, if you slow cook it in a slow roaster for hours, there's very few, If you slow cook it for hours, it's gonna get soft. No, it's fall off the bone perfect. Fall off the bone perfect. Not tough in any way. Now, of course, if you maybe took some of that meat and just straight fried it, you maybe have a potentially a come on. Come on. So yeah, I trapped my first mink this year, and it was surprisingly a pair. I got a male and a female in 2 different conibears, roughly 15-20 yards apart on the river. And I was beyond ecstatic. What a blessing. Mink. And the male was huge. And then in one of my conibears that I set with one of my buddies, skunk in a foothold trap with my buddy, fox. First fox I've ever trapped in my life. In a foothold, 3 different times, beaver, conibear, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 times, beaver. It's kind of insane. I'm almost done, just so you guys know. Where's the old guy? Wow, I am so good at this now. I'm getting so good at this. It's funny. And that's the thing, is it's unfortunate because then there's a very select few people I'd want to let do it for me. Because are they going to take this attention? Are they going to do it this good? You know, if you know, you know. Like Lil Wayne says, I don't trust nobody. I don't even have a trust fund. I do. And like that, we are done. Now you guys, because you've stuck around, get to see El Guapo. Look at him. Look at him. Thank you so much for coming to me, buddy. Give you guys a quick brief look. Try not to shine the light in your face. So his entire, from where I did those initial cuts down all the way here by his vent, his butt, there's no cuts in the stomach, no cuts in the back in any way, shape, or form. Just the little cuts I made on the back of the legs and by his butt, which makes it really easy to then sew. Look at him. Look at how gorgeous he is. God, we got so lucky. We got so lucky. Oh, I'm a lucky man. Thank you for coming to me, buddy. So I'll roll him up as much as I can. I'll roll the hair. I'm tucking his tail inside of him and rolling the hair to hair, skin to skin, trying my best to not like allow any freezer burn of the fur. And because I'm such a psycho, I want to like sew the holes on his face, on his nostrils, his ears, his mouth, so that I can keep the pattern of his face on whatever piece of clothing. I'll show you how it's rolled up. I had to cut out a piece of fat. As much as I can, right? Oh, so cool. So cool. We're going. We're going. All right. And so with his fur inside, freezing him like this, it'll be really easy when I thaw him out to flesh him. And I could flesh him right now. There's no way I'm going to. So I'll wrap him up like this. I'll be right back, just so you know. I'm going to grab a different bag. I don't have a large enough little bag. I could probably grab one from right here. Just one sec. Squeeze out all the air. Get out all the air. Twist it. Bust in the back of the jaws of Doc Yellow. I'll show you his skull. Just give me one brief moment. See, 1.5 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, it was cold enough outside, beyond cold enough outside. I could just take it out back, throw it outside, and it's something that where no animal can get into, and it just basically freeze. Thank you, Skis. Thank you, Mace. Dude, Skis, you have nothing to be sorry for. Dude, beaver is awesome. That's cool that you've caught muskrat. Yesterday was the day I got my very first muskrat, and it wasn't in one of our traps. When I was checking and resetting and setting up some new traps by myself, I saw one swimming. And so I was like, got down, snuck up to it, and I was just like, I'll just give myself a brief moment. I had my 22. Sure enough, it surfaced. And I had on my chest waders at the time, which I'm doing a lot of this stuff in and checking it. And so anyways, I see it right in the base of the skull. And I read that they'd sink. So right in the base of the skull, this thing's flopping around and it stays on the top of the water. I just basically set that thing down and dive into the water going after it. I was like gonna go get it, and it kind of just drifted right to me. First muskrat, and I was like, dude, I am so stoked. So I'm about to do that first muskrat right now. We should breeze through it because, again, I'm getting a grip, so I'll just wring its hands and feet, its tail, and strip it off super fast. I think that raccoon is huge too. How long can I store the hide like this? Theoretically, a couple years. I don't want to do that because you risk indefinitely for the most part. You know, we will only leave it this way for a month or 2 or 3 months at most. But some of the animals, we sometimes leave it properly wrapped up, frozen. You can leave it like that, like you'd be surprised. And you saw how I did it with the fur inside. It's literally preserved. You'll be surprised. I'm going to put this in the freezer. I'll be right back. So I'm going to grab this muskrat really quick. Let me kind of clean this up. I forgot. I'll cut off his skull really fast. I don't like wasting these gloves, but I've been doing it because, you know, they do carry some worms at times. That's freaking awesome, Skis. See, I assume so. Nonetheless, the water in that specific part of that slough only getting at the most in those specific areas, like chest deep. Still, you can be dangerous, but I was like hip, like literally waist, stomach deeps at the most. So I was perfectly fine with, if it was gonna sink to the bottom, I was gonna just literally just go right after him and hopefully see it. But he stayed floating, which he was floating on the top like a duck. That was so cool. I've never experienced that before. It was the first time I've ever done that with the muskrat. It's funny because, you know, again, I've grown up with these animals, have been around them my entire life, but a lot of these animals I've never harvested. Like for instance, where we were hunting duck. It's the first time I've ever hunted fowl in my life. The main place we're hunting duck is a Ducks Unlimited created slough, enormous area for waterfowl that is connected to my born and raised town, the town I grew up in all my life, born and raised there, little community of a couple thousand people. I'm going out there with one of my best friends. I'm going out there alone and being swarmed by ducks, and there's nobody else out there. It's so cool. It's like the coolest thing ever. I'm so lucky. Come on. Trying to do it without touching it with the open hand. So I'll show you the raccoon skull. His teeth are a little more dirty because of me. Insane, huh? It's pretty dang cool. Pretty dang cool. I guess it's better without the light. Here, let's see if this helps. Oops. Anyways. Oh, crazy, Ski. I hope that you get some beaver soon. Sometime, if you can find a spot where there's beaver, you can, in a sense, kind of just go sit there and maybe you'll see one top up and do the same exact thing. Be a little better to do it with a fast bullet or a higher powered gun than the two, but that's what I use. That's what I carry around with me. If I'm focused on small game, I carry one that I'm trying to not damage the pelt with at all. And I try to at the base of the skull somehow. If I can theoretically do that and I'll shoot them right there and not anywhere in the skull, that's gold. Nor damage the pelt. Super nice teeth. Super nice teeth. That's the first comment my buddy said who has gotten lots of raccoon, hundreds basically. He was like, oh, those teeth are really nice on that one. I was like, oh, that's cool. Because I noticed it, but in a sense, I would just presume they're all like that, I guess. Let me flip these over real quick. Muskrat Central, baby. First muskrat I've ever held in my hands. The coyotes we use for fur, like everything else. Look at this muskrat. First muskrat I've ever held in my hands. And like a fool, I would have never known how great their fur actually is. Like an idiot. I had no clue. Now that I see it in person, my buddy who's been helping me specifically with trapping, he's like, they're basically a short-haired small beaver. And now that I have it in my hands, without question. So there was the entrance right at the base and the exit. I got really lucky. Thank you, Skis. I don't know how many. See, you're the one that said that you've got quite a few, right? I'm trying to show you so you can see it without a. Yeah, the light may be just ruining it. I think it's gorgeous, gorgeous. All of these animals, I want to mount them. That's how much I love them. I literally just want to mount them. Thank you. It was like a 15-ish yard shot. I was on my butt with my elbows on my knees. It's about as good of a head as you can get. Wow, this hair is gorgeous. He's got, see, that's what I'm saying. These animals just are mind-boggling to me. All the fur bearers during winter, oh, they're gorgeous. Sorry, I'm down low. I need to be doing it up here, huh? This guy, Mace, where my buddy and I have traps for some beaver on my buddy's ranch. In this one spot, we have beaver traps in multiple places. One of my buddies has a ranch, and we're out in all of his creeks and irrigation ditches looking for beaver. And these guys are all over his creek, so it's like a bottom with a bunch of willows in creek bottoms with huge willows and like cattails, kind of like that, and sagebrush as well. And this guy was just swimming, and I saw him, and I got down and waited for him to surface again, because in this specific spot, near every single time we're there or I'm there, we see these guys and we see the beaver. So we trap them. And I saw this guy, and I used one of my instruments to get him. So now he's part of the fur collection and my observatory in mind. It's really interesting to see their teeth. It's really cool. That's cool, Skis. Thanks. Oh, mini beaver. I've always wanted to go after seal as well and otter. I just can't believe how soft it really is. It makes me rethink, which is interesting. Like, mice. I was like, interesting. I wonder how soft mice actually are. Now, that's not feasible because of how small they are. But God, it's just so soft. It's insane. See, I've never done this with a muskrat. It's my first time processing a muskrat as well. I think you guys got that, but that's pretty cool, huh? Cool. Do you process this stuff with your hands? That's what I think. I do everything with my hands now, especially when it's like the ungulates with the elk, deer, black bear. I do them all with just my bare hands. And now I'm like, well, maybe I should wear gloves while I'm doing this stuff. With the deer, the elk, deer, pronghorn, mule deer, whitetail, I'll never wear gloves. It's healthy as can be. I guess I should be a little more careful with the other ones, or I don't know. Not a marten, specifically. It will be with an E. And, well, I shouldn't, well, yes, I've never caught a pine marten. Or a ermine, but I have caught a mink, which is very close, but not. It's not. Alright then, I guess we'll get on with this one. See, I've never done this. I presume I just do the same exact thing. I don't care what anybody says. What I'm doing is going to my tail cut. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm just going to go to the tail cut that I did. I want to put the tail in my mouth and pull. That's what I want to do. Funny. Smart man, you did it. Nice cut. Oops. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I would like to do that too. I'm doing it kind of in here to show you. Otherwise, I'd just put it in the freaking tailgate or something. See where this one is. This one will go a lot more smooth. They say a good skinner makes a great flesher. To those of you who have never felt it and don't know, I can't explain to you how soft this fur is. It's like crazy down. Thank you, Star. Thank you so much. I know I'm a goofy MFer. You gotta deal with the ugly mug and the scraggly voice. There's no way that the muskies have a vacuum. Do they? Is he psychotic? Yes. Yes. That's why very few people will go into the deep and find the bull elk with me. Because sometimes we'll do things that average Joe's like, you know what, I'm just not going to do that, buddy. And I say, okay, stay here. I'm going to go cast an arrow into his vitals. Be a bat. Son of a biscuit. Just gotta know what to do here on this guy. What the fucking cocksucker. Okay. Interesting, huh? I'll wipe that out right now. Moose pelt, that hair is pretty dang long. No, it's definitely not animal cruelty, and because of YouTube's guidelines, that's why it's interesting. It's got some screening. I've never ever experienced that before. I wonder if it's bad. It makes me nervous. That's really interesting. That's funny. I'm having a hard time pulling on it too, which is all my fault. I don't know if any of you guys can see that, but there's a bunch of greening on its hide, and so I don't know if that's going to ruin its pelt. You can tell me if it's only the coloration that is going to remain, and the hair and the tanning is still going to take, then I'm not as worried. As you saw, I cut into the lower intestines a little bit, not the intestines, but I opened up, not his diaphragm, but I opened up to where the intestines can fall out. It's interesting how that is. Okay, I got that off. Anybody have any comments about that? Thank you, Star. So, do you have any comments about that, Skis? There's graining going on. I wish Garrett was here to say something about it, because I trust his input. Interesting. Oh, okay. I won't worry about it too much then. Well, I know better. I should probably process it immediately. Something like this can get done really quick in the field. And maybe I should just be more focused on doing that. Makes me feel bad. I hope that I can still preserve this pelt fine. Dude, thank you. Well, I've done this one. Again, I've just been getting better and better with each animal, of course. So there's the bullet hole. That's cool. It's a pretty devastating wound. I'm getting better and better. So, you know, again, like this guy, other than those preliminary like cuts, And the wound, you know, I didn't make any cuts. I'm saying that as I'm almost to the face, but I'm getting better with it, thankfully. And I want to preserve all their hides so much. Yeah, deer hide can be rough, the fur, of course. But it still can be warm, decorative, warm, because you can trim the long hairs if you absolutely needed to. Trying to peel off some of this bloodshot quick. If you guys don't notice what's going on with my lips and my nose, I'm experiencing it because you'd be surprised how, and this is like not even that many, it does not have the best smell. We'll say it like that. And it was perfectly fine until, I don't know, it doesn't smell good now. And Garrett was like, don't get rid of it because we're using it as bait, basically. Cool. Thank you. I hope, because if you can't see this green, can you not see how green that is? Like, it's all green. I've never seen that before in my entire life. Literally in my entire life, so. And my buddy is, you know, passed out, just sleeping, not passed out, but just sleeping. So, I'm not going to call him to ask him about that. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but it makes me nervous. I'm at his ears. Past his ears. Past his ears. Again. Fallout Boy? What the heck? I haven't seen this since I was in elementary school watching MTV. That's better to face these kinds of things without a poison personality. Is he gonna keep his first muskrat skull? Of course. Oh, thanks. And that's what I was saying. Even if it was green, what I'm most worried about is like, quote, hair loss or hair slippage or for instance, I didn't think about this till this was like, well, what if it doesn't properly tan? Because it's like rotten or something, but okay, I believe it in you. That makes me happy. Thank God. I just got past its eyes. So I fucked up and cut off his snout, but as far as it being a muskrat, I think I'm okay for now. That's okay. Wow. I'm not even gonna roll it out. I'm just gonna, I don't know. Not that I don't want to, but dang it. It's going straight into the freezer right now, that's for dang sure. Thankfully with this thing. Well, that's it for the evening as far as skinning. Hopefully I have some more stuff to do with tomorrow. Okay. Stinky mofo. That's rough. Brittle skull. What an interesting animal. Little beaver face. Cool. Cool. That makes me happy. Dang it. Okay, well, it didn't pull is what you're saying, thankfully. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go put these skulls and the hide in the freezer. I'll be right back. So, dude, thank you, Skis, for the encouragement. It's funny, I didn't even think about the vacuum, though. I don't think that they have one. That Raccoon vacuum is crazy. No matter what, just so you know, I will, as much as I can, I try to stream us while we're out running trap lines, while we're out looking for duck. I just have to be careful what I can show on the camera. But like last night, I was out and I had a duck while I was all alone come onto the decoys, and I was online while it happened, which was cool. Dude, BA, you're right, Skis. Thank you. So in a moment, I'll hop off here, but yeah, I'm gonna clean up all this stuff. It's funny that I have to get rid of this. I mean, I wonder if like a beaver tail, we can tan these. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. It's getting frozen just in case. First muskrat tail. It's the exact same thing as the beaver, basically. So tonight, my buddy and I, dude, Mace, it's insane because, you know, all of my life growing up, I never had a phone. Now we have cell phones. Now in a lot of the places out in the backcountry, we have phones. Now, granted, a lot of the trapping that I'm doing is like not as far into the backcountry where I'm hunting elk, black bear, etc. And a lot of the times that we're hunting in the countryside for other animal and game, we don't have self-service. Or may go in and out, but a lot of places that we go, we do not have self-service. But where I'm trapping and such right now, we do have self-service. So I can stream it. And trapping, I can stream all aspects of it other than using a firearm. It's beautiful where I live. I live in one of the best places ever. I'm super lucky. So tonight, my buddy and I set up some more beaver conibears. We set up some more muskrat traps. We rebaited all the beaver and muskrat traps with carrots, and then I set a bunch of castor mounds beside some of the conibears. We went and called. We saw some coyote, so we were going and tried to make a play on them. It didn't work out, but I'm really excited for the morning time, because once morning comes around, you never know. I have a really good feeling that we're gonna have some beaver in one of our places. That's true. I mean, no, I do. Yes, you're right. As soon as I get this stuff picked up, I'm gonna do that, because I gotta put this tail away as well. Of course, I just don't know what I should, but I will. What kind of salt, I mean, but I have salt. I have some kosher salt and then just regular pink Himalayan salt. One nice thing about having a wood stove is the paper is going under it. Okay, I gotta get all this other stuff out of here. Dude, Skis, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. You super inspiring, and thanks for just chilling and chatting with me. Thank you so much. Wow, Mace, that's amazing. That's so cool. I wish you could tell me so I could look him up. That's so cool. That's so cool. I just admire and aspire. I'm gonna ferry some of this stuff downstairs. My bad. I'm going to ferry some of this stuff downstairs real quick and get some salt on that stuff. Put that stuff in the freezer. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have that fur. I'm just beyond blessed. I'll be right back. Beyond blessed. One of the nice things about when wearing gloves, you end up with clean hands afterwards. The worst part is getting it up like in your cuticles, you know. It dries up in there, and I don't care if it's any of my animals, and I don't care, but I usually just kind of clean it. Funny. That's what I was looking for. I knew I had another bag. So I've seen beaver tail be tanned, and I think that'd be so awesome. Archibald McLeish. That's okay. That's still so amazing. That's still so amazing. Let me ferry. I'm going to wipe off some of this and still have some stuff on it. Dude, thank you, Skis. Thank you, Mace. Thank you, everybody that's been chilling. You guys have been sticking the entire time I've been here. It's so much fun to me. That was in case I wanted to sit down. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome night. Thank you so much. I had so much fun doing that. I'll stream pretty much every day as much as I can. Thank you so much, Skis. Thank everybody. I'm gonna get off. Thanks, Mace. Thanks so much. I wish I could show so many more people all of this stuff. It's so fun. I'm super lucky to be able to do it as I am able to. I'm gonna finish this up. I'll clean this off a little bit. I'm gonna stretch out again, and then I'm gonna cook up some food and crash out before we get up in the morning to go check everything. So I'm super excited. Where we're going to check this beaver and stuff right away in the morning, we should have some stuff on it, and I'll try to stream it, so we'll see. Thank you guys. Thank you.